My name is Robin Benson, and I've been practicing as a doctor of internal medicine for the past 20 years in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And my passion for this career started, when I was a young girl. There were about a couple events that happened in my life. When I was 5 years old, my young brother died when he was 6 months old. And this event completely changed my life. And when I was 10 years old, because of that event, I had a career day. There was a career day in my school when I was in 5th grade, and I was able to spend a whole day with a medical doctor. And we spent the first part of the day in a nursing home where I literally, I was just wowed by seeing all these people kind of at the end of their life. A lot of people completely checked out. The smell, the sounds, everything. I can feel it this moment. And that afternoon we spent in a hospital, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am going to dedicate my entire life to my own personal wellness, and I want to help every other person I know and everyone's life that I come in contact with to know how important it is to stay healthy, and I want to help people realize how important that value really is. And when I was 15, a dear friend of mine, my earth science partner, Todd, died of leukemia, an amazing human being who had so much life left in him. And one of his goals, one of his desires in his life at that time was to run a marathon. So another good friend of mine, we decided that year from the day that he died, we ran in our first marathon together. And that taught me so much about living. All three of these life events really taught me so much about who I am and what my life is going to be about. So success is really important to me. What are the three main success principles that I've used all these years and what I will continue to? The first one is that I live my 6 main values. I live my 6 main principles and passions every single day. The second is I'm a lifelong learner. As long as I can remember, I loved reading Nancy Drew books, and when I was in my teens, I read Leo Buscaglia. He wrote a book called Love and Learning. And then the third strategy that I've used for so long is to go to places that scare me. And again, so much of that had to do with those 3 events that had a lot to do with death, life and death. And the first principle really is represented best in this treasure map. Well, I have done a ton of treasure maps in my life, and I just disconnected them very quickly because it doesn't fit. So I've thrown them all out. But when I did this one 7 years ago, I'm like, oh my God, this is it. This is me. And so these are my 6 main passions: travel and play, my life purpose, which is my work, my family. I have 2 young children, and to live, all these virtues, these passions in balance as much as possible. So spending quality time with my family matters. At the bottom here is spirituality. So my spiritual life is my foundation. It is who I am every single moment. It's what I tap into when I forget who I am. Relationships, my friendships matter so much to me. I thrive because of the people that I love and love me. And my optimal health is so key because it's my life purpose. And I've been very fortunate because of following this success strategy. I literally have never missed a day of work in 20 years. I love my work, and fortunately, I've been able to practice what I share every day. And so I have been fortunate to be very well. But what made this really stick, this particular treasure map, is that I really know what my shadow is. I know that side of me, the dark side, whatever you want to call it. Debbie Ford says, when we push that side down, the beach bubble, we push down, it pops back up. Well, this is part of who I am. I need to love and honor this self. This is the part of me that's fast-paced, unconscious, judgmental, controlling. to be able to really live the truth of who I am. The second principle is, to be, like I mentioned, to be a lifelong learner. I am so grateful for all that I've learned from Mark Victor Hansen and Tony Robbins. I mean, he's so outrageous that I've always been such a serious girl. And all that I've learned from him, it's helped me to step out and reclaim who I really am, and to be uncomfortable and to do really exciting and fun things in this lifetime. So being a lifelong learner, right now I am totally fascinated with Nikola Tesla. I mean, he was a genius in the late 1800s who had such a command of energy and matter, what matter is, and really knew that, this magnetic field that's all around us, without it there is no life. And so I've learned so much about the principles of life and how life exists in our body. So as an acupuncturist, I loved, I'm affecting energy all the time and helping to release what is not life in the body. So I'm continuing to read everything I possibly can about Nikola Tesla. And my third principle, which I absolutely love, is to live out of the box, to go to places that scare me as much as possible. So I've been skydiving in New Mexico several years ago. I bungee jumped in Peru. I went firewalking in December of last year, and that was really a beautiful experience because I was with a community of maybe 30 or 40 other people, where we literally, we came together and we did something that was really scary and uncomfortable. And what happened was, when I surrendered, that's a big word, to let go and to allow the fullness of what wants to manifest through me in this lifetime is a very important value. And when I stepped off that fire, literally in the fire, I ended up with a coal that stuck in the bottom of my foot that left a huge blister that was so uncomfortable. There was not one step I took that I didn't feel that pain in my body. And it was such a big lesson, and I don't regret it one bit to experience that, because the outcome still has been great, because I just always know that anything is possible. It allows me to be in awe of the matrix of this field of possibilities. And a couple years ago, one of the biggest stretches for me was to allow a huge vision that was coming through so strong, scared me to death. And I'm standing in it right now. It's a healing center that we built, a co-creation of many, many people. And wow, to think about that stretch, and I'm standing in the center that has deeply impacted thousands of people. So when I go to bed at night, I ask myself these three questions, how well, Robin, did you live? And it's these strategies, these principles that I use that help me understand, how well to look at, how well did I live today? The second one, how well did I love? And how well was I present? And the third one, how well did I learn to let things go? I'm so grateful for Brendon Burchard to present this exercise for us, because this is my charge, this is my passion, this is what keeps me alive and well and moving forward and believing in the endless possibilities of what this life is about, and to continue to live from my heart. Thank you.